What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Workhorse Fitness podcast. I'm Zoom.
I'm Lee.
And we're bringing you 2 bad haircuts. During this pandemic, we need haircuts bad. So if anybody who's a member does haircuts on the DL, hit us up in the comments.
Or Zoom haircuts.
Or Zoom haircuts, because we'll take it. Oh my goodness. So what's up, man? How's what is it, Friday? I don't even know what day it is.
It's Friday.
Yeah. I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Yeah. It's been a long week.
It has been a long week.
A lot of workouts. Mm-hmm. A lot of soreness.
A lot of workouts. We are continuing our year of hero workouts. If you're unfamiliar with a hero workout, that is, I don't even know if they're tough anymore. They just exist.
Yeah. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
And then we added some endurance.
Yeah, we started doing 2-a-days a week ago. Mm-hmm. So in the mornings we do cardio work, some kind of running or whatever, and then later in the day we'll do the more CrossFit-y type thing. Mm-hmm. And it's going.
Yep.
But no, seriously, I feel like I'm improving physically. Definitely feeling stronger. Definitely feeling more resilient as this week has gone on.
Yeah, for sure. Adding the 2 days, I feel like my endurance is a lot better, and I was really wanting to do it because of Murph.
Yes.
We hadn't ran in probably 4 months.
Murph is coming. The end of May. You need to be ready, because you're gonna feel really sad if you're not ready and you skip it.
Or you're
although technically we could do Murph any time of the year.
Yeah. I think we just do it in class.
No one wants to do it later.
Yeah.
There's nothing like weirder than like a December Murph.
Oh, that's perfect.
Gotta do it Memorial Day weekend. So that's coming. Don't let it slip you by, man. Like get some running in. I don't know that many people can do pull-ups at home, but you can do
bend over rows.
You can do burpees.
You can do burpees. You can do a lot of things.
Is a burpee a good replacement for a pull-up?
Yeah, I
would think so.
If you don't have anything that you can pull, yeah, that's the best next thing.
Cool. So we've been doing our little mental or mindset coaching while this stuff's been going on with some people experimenting on a new program we could offer, and we had some calls Thursday night and had some interesting conversations about fear and about quitting. Mm-hmm. And I found them interesting in that there's a certain type of person that sort of chases fear, mm-hmm. Which I wasn't expecting as much. I was expecting a lot of like fear of the future, fear of the failure type of stuff, but we actually got some people that they like jump out of airplanes. They ride bulls. Mm-hmm. It was a little not odd, but surprising for me. That there's that aspect to it. I don't know. Were you surprised by that at all, or were you sort of tracking with that before?
I don't know, like tracking, but I guess you think about a lot of military people, and the adrenaline junkies, mm-hmm. things like that. So I kind of always like knew people that are like knew of it, mm-hmm. But yeah, it's that kind of fear. I think is a little bit different,
right?
It's
not traditional like fear, like I'm afraid of this thing happening. It's not really in the same boat.
Yeah, it's more of like, like that's situational, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Versus like a lot of the fear, I think nowadays, like fear. I think fear has changed. Like 100 years ago, you might be afraid walking down wherever that a bear's going to attack you, right. But we have cities now and shit like that. Like
now we're scared of shaking hands.
Yeah, no, that kind of stuff. But like most of the fear now is financial and relationships, mm-hmm. and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I think those ones are more of like caveman type fears.
Yeah, And it seems like it's not as much about the fear as it is about the result after the action is what those people enjoy.
Yeah.
And I wonder where does something like CrossFit fall in that spectrum for you, like for you personally? I mean, I don't think of, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think of you as a fear junkie. That's a weird way to say it. But
Yeah.
you're not like a thrill seeker.
No.
And contrary to what people tell me, I'm not either. I don't enjoy it. You know what I mean? I don't even enjoy the feeling after I've conquered it. I'm more usually like glad that didn't end bad, you know.
Yeah.
I'm more just grateful when I'm done with it than I am like kick back enjoying the endorphins. But where does like, I mean, for you, CrossFit fall on that spectrum?
Like
a hard workout, like a Hero WOD or like Murph. We're talking about Murph.
Yeah, like before I do something like Murph, I do have some type of fear. Only the fear is like the last time we did it when we were over there, I knew I was going to push myself as hard as I can, and I know how much that hurts. And so I was afraid of the amount of pain I'm about to endure.
Right.
But I don't think mine is so much like...
It's between that anxiety and fear.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not like I'm
Yeah.
like pissing my pants.
You know,
but,
like, I'm gonna miss
Yeah.
pull-ups.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you're more
it's-
like
it's
this is going to
anxious,
hurt.
yeah.
And I feel really bad about what I'm about to put myself through.
Yeah, this is gonna suck. But I think it's what I've always liked in physical and fitness, and what I can relate to really well is when I know if I do those things that like I get better, and I'm proud. It's not so much the adrenaline or the endorphins after. I don't care how much. Yeah, you feel kind of good for a while after, but that doesn't ever like do anything for me. Usually, I just want to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't like
Right.
give me the motivation to do it. But it's more of like I'm proud of when I do push myself that hard. I'm really proud of myself. And it's more of like a mental thing than it is a like physical achievement right after.
Like overcoming something.
Yeah.
And that's why for me it's curious. I think it can kind of fall in the same sort of vibe. You know what I mean? Like I've never jumped out of an airplane.
No.
Whereas I was corrected, you don't jump out of an airplane, you fall out of an airplane. And I thought it was an interesting way to look at that, which I kind of agree. But like it's somewhere on this, I mean, it's the same thing. Like you've overcome this experience, right? I imagine one has a more sharper feeling than a slower build, like say Murph does.
Yeah.
Because I don't think falling out of an airplane lasts quite as long as Murph. I don't know how long it takes, but I would imagine it takes 2 or 3 minutes, you know, as opposed to Murph, which, I mean, for some of us takes like 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
You know?
And like when we were talking last night, and someone was going to have a difficult conversation, right? And like it's almost the same type of feeling though. It's like when you know you have to talk to someone about something, and it's going to be like really frustrating or very uncomfortable. You have a lot of fear and anxiety beforehand, and even I'll say even times that it's gone bad, like I've had conversations like that and it's gone bad or good. Afterwards, I'm just happy that I went through it and it's
over that mountain.
Whether that person fucking hates me now or we're like best friends,
Right.
Like, just all right. Well, it's done. Now I can move on. Not have to think about it anymore.
But
it's a type of growth.
It's completion. It's fascinating to think about fear as a tool as well, not just a thing you have to overcome, right? I mean, there's also the other side of it. Like I think we were talking to somebody too about, you know, fear can actually keep you alive as well.
Yeah.
You know, and that's sort of where I kind of go with it, where like when I know that I'm feeling that feeling for, you know, if I'm about to do something scary or whatever it is, I know that like, okay, the fear is turned on. That means my senses are heightened. You know what I mean? I'm going to use it to pay attention to what's around me. I'm going to try to begin to catalog things so I can remember it later. You know, that's kind of how I start to use it. I don't know if you.
Well, yeah, I think that's one way. Like, if you're having an acute kind of fear, but you can also have like a chronic kind of fear, which is like a fear of having a heart attack or things like that, and that can motivate you too to get into the gym.
That's right.
Eat healthier, And so, yeah, I think there's those two different types, like an acute one where it's like, all right, like if I have fear right now, okay, well, something's going on and I need to assess what it is and, try to motivate myself to do what's best. But then same thing with, there's a lot of chronic fear if you're, scared of all kinds of things. Scared, like, again, it happens a lot in relationships. It happens a lot with our health, things like that. It's good because if you have that fear, then you know that you need to do something about it, right?
Yeah, it's sort of like something somewhere in the universe telling you should probably make some changes.
Yeah.
In whatever that is.
Yeah.
I found too that anxiety is usually, there is like, I'm not a doctor, but I know there is like literal physical, chemical anxiety, right? I get that. But I also have found in my own personal experience, anxiety is usually brought upon by something I'm not doing, or something I'm ignoring or not paying attention to, or some big pain in the ass thing I have to do that I'm just putting off and ignoring. It's usually what begins to really drive when I have anxiety. I can usually pinpoint it on, oh, well, I should probably deal with this thing. I'm not going to, but I'm just going to deal with the uncomfortable feeling for as long as possible and then eventually do this thing.
Yeah.
I wonder, yeah, the gym could be one like that too. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Think about using those things as like bookmarks or tells or something that can help you make a change.
Yeah, if you can actually like take the fear and then take time back and think about it, like actually think about it. Well, you can't always do that,
right?
But like in these ones where you don't have to make a split decision,
right? The chronic sort of situations.
Yeah, I think it helps you be a lot more self-aware if you're struggling with that kind of stuff. Because I think a lot of people do struggle with self-awareness and knowing, things that they're ignoring or it's like, like this is probably a dumb comparison, but I was watching Hotel Hell with
like Gordon Ramsay.
And
you
like
donkey.
this guy is like bought his old school and is in $1.1 million of debt and turned it into a hotel, and he just laughs at everything, and he can't cook and just takes it all as a joke. And it's like but you could tell he had like a lot of fear and anger and all this kind of stuff, and he was taking on Gordon Ramsay because he had like no self-awareness.
Oh, wow.
What was
usually those shows? Yeah, it's like
that's an extreme
a class on how to not have self-awareness.
Yeah, that's an extreme example, but like I think there's a lot of small things that happen to us and we don't really reflect on it. So like when times like when you have that fear, if you can step back and try to think about, okay, wait, why is this going on? What's happening? Okay, what do I actually need to do, and what do I need to think about? Can really help you through it in a better way and make you make the best decision. Because even fear can sometimes make you just make a decision.
Oh, right. It can at least move you forward.
You're just like
or backwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Versus like true. A really thought out one.
That's true.
When you have time.
So what are some tools? I don't know that I have a good answer for this and putting you on the spot, but what are some tools that you use or some things that you practice or whatever to help you get over some of that stuff? Like you're known for, and I don't know if this is even a good comparison, you're known for going in, like, yeah, you may have some anxiety about Murph or this big workout or whatever, but you are known for digging in and just even getting faster and better as the thing goes on. Is that because you're shedding that anxiety, or what do you do?
I'll say like it depends on
You're
the situation. Like like when we did like the grid competition kind of stuff. Yeah, I had anxiety and stuff before, but
it's like I'm gonna perform and all these people are watching me.
But that kind of anxiety like numbs me to where like I don't even feel the workout because when people are watching and stuff and I'm like really into it. But like on a normal workout day or say we're about to go run 800 meters 4 times, I don't really want to do it.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I do a lot of I talk internally to myself because usually I have 2 voices You know, at the beginning until like yesterday, I told you mentally I was pretty dead, and like the whole workout I was just like, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. I was being really negative in my head, and then it took one song was played, and I was like, all right, got out of that thing, which is like usually it doesn't take that for me. Usually I can just tell myself, just shut up, and it's only like fucking like 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, whatever.
Just go,
and then I can get through it. I just a lot of times I think in those times it's negative, and but that, I mean, the fear kind of goes away in the middle of it, you know, when you're actually doing what you're afraid of doing, right?
Right.
And I think that's almost with anything.
I used your advice on the first call we had. We were talking a lot about a lot of fear and anxiety comes from living in the future, right? We're here in the present, like you're starting that workout or you're in the very early stages of it. But where your anxiety comes from is worrying about 5 minutes from now.
Yeah.
You're like, this is going to get worse. And the more I go, it's going to... Like, you're worried about, like, a relationship conversation you're going to have like a month from now. And you're already planning it.
Yeah.
And I used your advice, which I thought was funny, where I think you were telling Poonam, you were like, well, that's future Eve's problem.
Yeah.
Like, the person I am now can't handle this. But that guy, he has like figured things out.
Yeah.
And he's got whatever saved up and he's ready to go.
Yeah. Future Eve is way wiser than I am.
Right.
And right now, current Eve can't deal with it.
Right.
Like, I physically can't, you know, so let future Eve deal with it. You know?
Well, that was good advice, though. But, and as funny as that is, it is accurate in that if you're now dealing with something, you can't, I mean, you have to be concerned with the fallout, the repercussions, if you're going to, like if it's a big scary thing or you're going to, you know, change something in your life, whatever, there are worldly changes, but you can't dwell on the worst case scenario or all this stuff too long. It will paralyze you. You'll get that, what do they call it? Paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
Sort of a problem, and you won't actually ever act on anything. And I actually like that advice, honestly. Yeah. I mean, it applies to workouts. Like, don't worry about the pain. That's future Gene's problem 20 minutes from now. But, like, it even works for, you know, decisions in life.
Absolutely. And even the reverse of that, like, and this is probably harder to do, but not letting things that you've done in the past stop you from doing it in the future.
And I struggle with that, too. I hold on to things, and I can't let stuff go. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I'm really bad about holding grudges too. Like, I will hold a grudge forever.
Yeah.
And not even mean to. Like, I will like think, all right, I've let this go. And then like 2 years later, I will see that person or that thing again. I'll be like, flip that guy. And I'm like, where did that come from? Like, this is just emotion that I've forgotten completely about. And it just rears its head. And I'm like, well, shit, I guess I'm not over that.
Yeah.
It's a really weird one.
Yeah, it's a tough one because literally what shapes us who we are is our past experiences.
It's like subconsciously making me a jerk. You know? Like, I don't like it.
So yeah, I mean that's a lot tougher one to get through. But you know, if you do it in workout standards, it's like if you do a workout in the past, you can also look at it as a positive way. It's like, I've done it before. Right.
Yeah, I know what this is like.
Rather than being like, oh, I know that was hard. Well, it's like, yeah, but you've already done it.
Yeah,
so.
I've been through it.
You just have to talk to yourself in the right way when you refer back to things.
That's true.
But yeah, definitely never focus on the future. I mean, it's good, important to plan, right?
Yeah, we're not saying don't save for retirement or anything. Yeah. We're just saying, like, don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't let it consume you.
I think that's where it's like a lot of people, when they take time off and, you know, when we open back up, hopefully very soon, that, you know, people are going to be like, oh my God, I got to go back in. And like the fear of that coming in and being out of shape. And maybe you gain 10 pounds because you've been eating like garbage, whatever. And I don't want my coaches to see me or my friends to see me or all that kind of stuff. It's like that kind of fear. Like there's a lot of people that dwell on it. And then what you do is like you keep doing worse and worse and worse rather than like, you know, screw that shit. Yeah. Don't even, who gives a fuck? Yeah. And also then you'll start to think about it too, like no one's gonna give a crap. Almost everyone's drinking, eating, and
Oh, yeah.
laying around more than they ever have.
The COVID-15. Everybody's got it.
Yeah. So, like, you know, it's those kinds of fears you gotta try to like break down, think about it a little bit more, and try to be more reflective on it to understand. Oh well, everyone else is probably in the same boat or pretty similar.
Yeah. Cool. That was good.
Yeah.
All right, man. Catch you guys later.
See you guys later.